A very warm welcome to Joburg Today. I'm your host, Riley Hlaganiposakwe, bringing you the 411 on what's happening in and around your beautiful streets of the city of gold. It's all system goes for the local elections right here in Johannesburg. Earlier on, Noshina had a chat with IEC officer Moses Bitso about the expectations and processes of the local elections. An estimated 2 million Joburgers will be hitting the polls today.
We are well prepared. Now remember, because of the extension of the elections that were supposed to have happened in May, ordinarily because the term of the current councillors ended then. And because of the extension that we were given by the Constitutional Court, we had an additional 3 months to prepare, so we're over-prepared.
And how are you catering for 2 million voters tomorrow in Johannesburg?
The IEC has a number of administrative units called voting districts. So in those voting districts, there's one voting station. So what we do in a ward, we demarcate a ward into a number of voting districts to make sure that people in that ward do not have to travel voting distance, long distances to go and vote. So in Joburg, for instance, we have got over 860 voting stations to cater for everybody in Joburg. You know, remember, geographically, Joburg is very small. Yeah, so we have 864 voting stations to make sure that everybody in Joburg is able to cast their ballot.
And of course, you have to vote at the ward where you registered.
Yeah, at the voting station
so
where you are registered.
So that makes things easier, doesn't it?
Yes, because you see...
From a logistical perspective, I'm sure, because then you know exactly who's voting where.
Yeah, hence we had broken down the wards into administrative units, the voting districts, to make sure that every voting district would have, say, approximately 3,000 voters, to make sure that we are able, as IEC, to administer the process much quicker.
So, some quick advice for voters for tomorrow?
Well, the earlier people go to the voting station, the earlier they'll be able to vote, and the earlier we as the IEC would be able to finish our work. I'm sure they too would want to find out who has won. So the earlier they finish, the earlier we finish, the earlier everybody know the results.
And how early do you intend on finishing so that we can have those results?
We're finishing at 7, but there's a new...
in terms of counting? In terms of counting?
Counting is determined, it's because it will be determined by the number of votes cast. So it's not only that, there's also an issue of if party agents want to object, you find that you spend a lot of time in counting, they're objecting in terms of whether a ballot paper is valid or not, and then that takes time. So counting, we cannot really say how long it will take.
But plus minus from experience?
No, because we're closing early this time. Normally we close at 9. Now we're closing at 7. But remember, the voting station closes at 7, but voting does not close at 7. If there's still a queue in the voting station at 7, which might take us to 11 o'clock, people will still be voting.
Okay.
You see, so the vote will close at 7, but it does not mean all voting stations will close at 7, because some will still have long queues, like in the hostels. You'd have long queues even though the station would have been closed. And in the townships, some people work and then come from work maybe around 3. They come and join the queue. So you'd find that in the afternoon the queues are longer. Even though at 5 we close, but everybody who's in the queue will be allowed to vote, and that might take an additional 2-3 hours.
The overall turnaround time, though, 24 hours, 48 hours before we can actually expect results to be out?
Conventionally, the IEC always announces the results by Saturday. The law says we must announce them within 7 days. But conventionally, we've been announcing results on Saturday afternoon around 3 o'clock. We'd be announcing results. But this year, we have an app that people can follow. You can download on the IEC website, where you can actually view results live, real time. As we capture the results, you sitting at home looking at the
Very
app,
exciting.
you can check how your party is performing, because we'll be viewing the results real time.
All the best. I'm sure you won't be getting much sleep in the next few days,
No,
so
sleeping.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think we need a lot of it.
As always, we love hearing from you. So do yourself that favor and hit the like button on our Facebook. That's joburgtoday.tv, or simply follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. The time is now for you to put your vote next to the person or people that you feel are best suited to run this town. Of course, Joburg Today was out here doing all these surveys to get a view of what you think of the current mayor as well as the DA mayoral candidate.
For Joburg, I think that it is Pakstau and Herman Mashaba for the DA.
For Johannesburg, I just know Pakistan for ANC.
For ANC, it's Pakstau, and then for DA, it's Herman Mashaba.
Yes, of course, I did know. I know that the DA will be represented by Herman Mashava, and I also know that the ANC will be Pakstau, the current mayor.
Yes, I know it's Pakstau running, and also Mr. Black Like Me.
Well, I think is in terms of you saying that you've got your Wi-Fi's and the roads as well. I think he's actually doing a great job in terms of the community engagement as well, the society. Everything is actually going well. So yeah.
Yes, he is. But if only he can correct some of the things. The streets are so crowded and are so dirty. You see, if only he can fix that, he is.
I think he's doing a great job, especially in terms of the youth and developing the youth in Joburg. So I think he should stay.
If Johannesburg could be more like this kind of place, I think any mayor that's committed to, a brighter, cleaner Johannesburg would be great.
I mean, I don't really know anything about him besides what the information you've told me of him being the past CEO or creator of Black Like Me. I'm very iffy about business people going into politics because I'm not sure if you're about serving people when you come from a background of kind of serving your bank account.
Yes, in my opinion, I think yes, because firstly, he's a businessman, you know what I mean, and we are trying to grow economically in this land of ours, So he will come with new ideas to boost our youth.
To be honest, I'm really into business and entrepreneur, and I always feel like there's a way that companies and entrepreneurial people could make the world a better place. So I'll be voting for Herman Mashaba just to test, something new. Why not?
For Pakstau, definitely, again.
Honestly speaking, the party that started everything off, from democracy and everything else, I think people already have a clue of what I'm going to vote for. So yeah.
Well, I just know ANC, right? Yeah, but nothing's broken. Yeah, I stay here, nothing's no problems, all good.
With only just a couple of hours till the voting stations open, we've heard all the voices from the different people from Johannesburg rooting for the people that they like. And I must say, your vote literally counts of what will be happening around this beautiful city. I'm Pomasheho for Joburg Today.
I'm Zonile Ngubeni and you're watching Joburg Today.
And that's all the time we have for you today, but be sure to check out our playlist to see what's happening in and around your beautiful city. From me, Riley Hlakanipo Sakwe, I bid you farewell, and please do go vote.